Go.
All right. Here in the era of people being mass fired over Zoom, and at my current job, 90% of the employees being fired. Let's talk about how workers are not educated on the rights that they should have. All right. What do you guys think about that?
Well, y'all brought this to me, so I'll let y'all go first. Hold on.
So, Eric, you're the one who you were kind of thinking about this, and this kind of, oh my God.
Because like when you guys brought this to me, you were talking about how specifically you, Eric, you said you never got that training where beyond sexual harassment training, like just general interactions in the workplace training. Like you said you never got that. Can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Go on. Talk about that.
Yeah, no, just I mean, at the places I work, I was, notified of, obviously basic code of conduct, how to treat your fellow colleague and stuff like that, but not in terms of the, actual training, the way it's set up with the sexual harassment training, like not that in depth. So, I wasn't really familiar until you had told me about your experience when we wasn't, on video about, how they do that at certain places. So I was just wondering, like, at least, I came into it wondering why isn't that, more focused based, or at least on the same level of sexual harassment. But in terms of what Gio was asking about the workers' rights, to answer his question, I just think that it's a lot of people go into jobs for different reasons. Some of them, they don't see a future there. Some people might not, want to. I mean, this goes back to even a larger conversation about rights in general. Like people who don't feel like they're gonna win or they're gonna come out. It's gonna be in their favor if they pursue it. So why even bother, right? And people feel like they could eventually deal with it, tolerate it, and just put up with it instead of trying to actually go about changing the situation. And I think that's why, like, you see employees not try to, go up the ladder and figure this stuff out about what legal action they could take, or, what rights they have at their disposal. Because, some see it as a waste of time, especially when you think about certain corporations that are prepared for lawsuits or prepared for anything that, could, fall badly on them. They have lawyers on retainer at some places. So,
all right. So before we even get to legal, like you said before, I did get those trainings that were beyond just like the sexual harassment training, where it's like if your boss is doing this and you want to report it, if this person's being rude to you, like physically threatening, verbally threatening, like beyond sexual conduct, there was just like other types of misconducts. It was equal level for most of the positions I've had.
Gotcha.
So I knew personally the channels that I could go through. Say my boss currently is very nice, so she won't do this. But as an example, say my boss was being real rude to me or really nasty and was saying like some real un-PC things, I know I can go to HR and report it, and I know after that, if that doesn't, like, say that HR is on her side because my boss has been there for a minute, I'm the new guy, I know where, even beyond the company, I know where to go because it's those trainings, and I have the resource to always look up that information, and that is one of my rights as a worker, to have access to those informations and those trainings on demand. Like, so those like long webinars that you like go to once, like I can go and look at them anytime I want because I know where they are. I know
Gotcha.
I can look at them if I ever wonder, like, hey, I know they talked about this, but I don't remember, because that happens a lot. Where, like, you'll get trained, it's like a in-person verbal thing, and then because it's in-person and verbal, you won't remember, you won't retain any information.
Yeah.
Even if you write it down, you don't take perfect notes. No one takes perfect notes. I don't care.
It'll get lost, definitely get lost.
So that's one of the rights I have as a worker. You want to get into legal business? I don't even know what we would say about that, because...
No, but how do you feel about what I was saying earlier? Like, what do you think is people's reasoning, or not people's reasoning, but the main reason as to why as to why people are not as informed, even if the resources are there, but not as informed of, as they should be
Well,
about.
I think it's because they're not informed. That's really, like, I literally had this conversation today with my coworker where I was talking about, well, maybe not today, it was recently. I was talking about one of the benefits we have as a worker. Like, I mean, like a benefit, like, for example, I don't think it was life insurance, but it's life insurance. Like, I knew that we have life insurance, and I was like, oh yeah, you're on the life insurance plan. He was like, we have life insurance. I was like, it's free. Like I said, it wasn't life insurance, but my company offers life insurance for free. Like, you just get that, and they told me about that. And he was like, I didn't know we do that. And there are a bunch of other benefits like that, where it's like you can, if you take the subway, they have a
commuter benefits,
commuter benefits. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't take the subway. That's what I forgot.
Yeah.
They have commuter benefits. They have gym benefits. Like, they have
Gym
a
benefits,
partnership
nice.
with this gym that if you sign up and use your company email, you get like 30% discount at the gym. Gym benefits, commuter benefits. And I was just like, yeah, I knew about that because they told me at orientation. He's like, I didn't know that we had these things. And we talked about it because during his orientation, they focused on a different aspect of the training. So I think it was, he was there a year before me. I think weed had just become legal and they were focused on that aspect of the training for him.
And do you think, I was going to ask, I had a follow-up question there. So do you think it's more on the employer, the company to hone in on that? Or is it more on the employee to go about seeking that information themselves?
I feel it's a 50-50. Like, you definitely should tell your employees what benefits they have. But you also should do your due diligence as an employee to like look and see what resources exist for you. Because even back when I worked at Target, I knew that there was a program that if you work at Target, you can like fast track to get into the corporate side or something. There's some, I don't know the details because I wasn't using it, but there's some like learning opportunities there. I know if you work at Burger King, you can get like tuition reimbursement or something. And I know McDonald's had this program, like same kind of program. Like it was like your first job at McDonald's type thing. Like there's a bunch of those programs that these companies offering because honestly they just want to look good and they kind of hope you don't know about it because they don't want to they don't want to do it, but if you do apply they will do it type thing. So I feel like it's, like I said, it's 50-50. Like it's on the job to be like, all right, here's a list of our benefits, and even if they don't outright tell you, at least direct you to a place that shows you the list.
But do you feel like they make enough of an effort to promote it or to put that information out in front of you? Or
it depends on the job, because I worked as a consultant for this one company, and I'm sure there were benefits that I didn't know about, even as a part-time consultant. Like, I was a temporary consultant, but I was working full-time. It was weird. Like, I'm pretty sure there were benefits I didn't know about. But this company that I'm working at now, before I even saw the office, they sent me a link to all the benefits that I had. Like, the commuter benefits, the life insurance, the health insurance, that's the word, like vision, dental. I knew all of the benefits that I was gonna have. That by the time I went that first day and they were talking about orientation, I was like, I know all this shit. Like, I was like, why am I here? I was like, yo, like y'all didn't read the pamphlets they sent you? Like,
Wait, can you guys see me?
No, I can't see you.
So do you think part of the solution is like in terms of clearing that up, like that confusion, or not that lack of awareness is like who is the person responsible for creating that solution? I guess
I don't want to paint fingers,
actually.
Things exist, and I don't want to say that I like say you make a park. So I made the park, right? Now it's my responsibility to go to every single home, knock on every single door, and tell you that the park is there. Like
that's true.
It's a park. Like, if you wanted to go to a park, you can look it up. I'm not saying that like I made the park and like say I put a giant tarp over it. How are you gonna know it's a park?
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying like I did my part. You gotta do your part. Like it's a balancing act. Like I will post flyers that there's a new park, but I'm not gonna go to your door specifically like, hey, yo, boy, EJ, new park open, like, come outside.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's a good point. Like, people want to be spoon fed, I guess.
Yeah, like,
to a certain degree. Like
you gotta do your due diligence. Like, I feel like information should be accessible. Like, if you want to know about every park in your area, I feel like you should be able to look up the information for every park in your area.
I think it is dependable to what you were saying about the company involved, because, you know, maybe some do have a way of making it, you know, accessible, but a little bit, you know, more difficult, or it seems a bit more discreet. Yeah.
That shit, bro.
Like, they have a way of putting it there where it's kind of, you know, you got to do a lot of digging, or not a lot of digging, but you have to go out of your way. And, you know, working a job, you're already filled with, you know, trying to do the responsibilities of the job, keep the job. So it's like you're making a lot of time to just go to work, and afterwards, you know, that's probably the last thing on your mind, honestly, right? So,
yeah, and I won't even lie, it's like there's a lot of stigma depending on the kind of job you're doing. Like, when I was working minimum wage, they already don't give you a lot of like standard benefits. Like, I didn't get health insurance when I was working minimum wage at Target, right? So you already go in thinking that, oh, I'm already getting less benefits. Like, what other benefits can they have? My benefit right now is the paycheck, because, you know, it's like the lowest level job. But then you look, like I was talking about, like, there's a bunch of programs where it's like, well, if you work here, you can fast track to being corporate. You can do this, you can do that, blah, 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 this and the third. Like, it always stuck to me that it was kind of crazy that there was a lady who was real proud of the fact that she was working at Target for 11 years. And I don't mean she was in the back with the big boss. No, she was on the floor, cashier 11 years. And look, no disrespect to someone who's a cashier. If you can make your ends meet and you chilling, like, I don't really care. But I know I know that wasn't the situation. You know, like, this is. So I know that wasn't the situation. And I was just like, is that really as far as you wanted to go? Like, you just wanted to be a cashier? Like, sure, you got head cashier, and all that means is when everyone else calls out, they call you.
Yeah.
It's not like she was making $50 an hour, and it was kind of crazy to me. And like, I literally heard that, and I was like, nope, I'm not staying here. Can't do that. Like, I had to get out of it. I had to get out of it. And it's kind of upsetting that their situation lit a fire under me to not stay in that situation. Because, you know,
yeah.
Like, I hope she's doing okay. That's all I can say.
Shout out to.
I don't even know her. I literally don't know her. I was working there. Because, you know, like...
But
even,
you knew her pain.
I don't know if she knew her pain. She was out here bragging about working there for 11 years, you know? Like, it's kind of weird. Do you get that feeling when you see someone, like, in a minimum wage job and you've seen them there a little too long? Like, it's your 5th year.
What feeling? Like, feeling of sympathy, or like,
I don't know what the feeling is, but I'm just like,
basically, I remember at my current job, whenever they would our pay wasn't terrible, right? I remember when they would act like our job was this huge opportunity. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just take this off so people.
Is this video?
No, it's not.
But it's not off either.
It's not weird. I turned it off.
Come on.
Anyways, I remember people at my job, when they would act like our job is such a huge opportunity. I remember I'd keep looking at them like, I don't know about that one, Chief. It's like we get paid an okay amount, but it isn't anything to write home about. Like, I don't think we get many benefits. Then when they started introducing benefits, they started firing me. So I was like, whenever people would act like, oh, we can't lose this job, or like they're bothering me, and they're like, oh, because this is an opportunity. In my head, I'm like, not really. For me, I viewed the job from the very beginning as a stepping stone, and I was like, I'm only going to do this for a small amount of time and move on.
Well, look, man, I'm the kind of guy who I believe that jobs are necessary. Right? Someone needs to be the cashier. Someone needs to be the cashier. Right? So like, it's not like I'm looking down on the people who have these jobs. I really am not. But I feel like it has to match the situation. Like, 100%. If some little old lady told me she's been working at this cashier's position for the last 30 years because she just didn't need more money, like she had her house set, her kids graduated, she was just like, she likes working here, good for her.
Yeah.
Like, good for her. Like, I don't care. If you telling me that your bills is due, this, that, and the third, and you working as a cashier, and then I see you outside with the Balenciagas on, I'm gonna be like, it's not adding
Even
up.
You're freaking complaining to me, and you're just like, oh man, I can't pay my bill.
Yeah, especially like they'll do all that, complain, and then still be rocking the Balenciagas. Nah.
Girls like, I don't even care about the Balenciagas. They just like, go get a better job then. And then they act like, you say some shit like that, they act like you just cursed at them. They act like you said the most disrespectful thing you could ever say. It's like, I mean, what else do you expect? It's like, either you get a better job, or it's like, what, you want them to pay you more to do that simple job or whatever.
Yeah, but I think I was telling you this earlier. Like, I think part of the reason why they get nasty about it is because like you're coming down on their life, and whether it is true or not, for the most part it's true if you're saying it. It's not something they could easily fix. And they probably think about this in their own time, when they're by themselves and trying to find a way out of it, but they can't.
A lot of the time people don't think about this. It's the funny thing. When you bring it up, it'll piss them off because they hadn't thought of it. But the thing is, it's like they get comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And then they get comfortable with their situation. Then they want to complain to you. You tell them the truth. They get mad at you for telling them the truth. It's like, but I'm not going to communicate in any other mode but the truth. And like, this is something that's been a problem.
Yeah, but it's easy. But I think it's relatively easy to like state what it is somebody needs in their life. But it's not like you're presenting them with a job or you're going out your way to help them.
That goes back to what you were saying. No, tell me.
Yeah.
It goes back to what you were saying, EJ, where that people want to be spoon-fed. It's like,
yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I can say, just looking at someone to get a better job, it's not that easy. It's not. But it's like, you gotta look at yourself, look at your situation, and you gotta like think, it's like, well, can you get a better job? What would you take for you to get a better job? Like,
exactly.
And like I said, like, it's not easy. I'm not some sort of just get a better job, like it's not easy. Like I literally was there, bro. I was working at Target. I worked security. While I did all that shit, I was in school, like.
See, but the thing is, I literally did that. It's like, I was working one job, it was shit, and then I was like, gotta get a better job, found a better job. It's like, it wasn't like some shit that happened 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I can attest, this man's was not sleeping. He wasn't sleeping. He was ruining his health.
Yeah.
Like, I could see it in his face that it was making him miserable.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta do something. And I did something. And then that's basically what happened. It's like, you do what's possible. If something's possible to change your situation, you do that thing.
And it's not
other people don't want to do shit. They just want to sit down and complain.
And it's not
I agree with that. If you're not making an active effort or trying to change it, then it's like you need that person to tell you that. But if you're making an active effort and it just isn't the luck isn't in your favor and things aren't changing. Yeah.
Another conversation.
Because like going back to Vanguard specifically, I literally witnessed his journey because I was really here, bro. Like, it wasn't like he went from 15 to 20 like that. He went from 15 to 1550 to 16 something to 17. Like, he was making very incremental changes. And it's only been what, like a few years? Like what, 2 years?
It was 2 years and I jumped. That's why when I meet other people, I'm just thinking in my head, because that shit, because I'm not gonna act like I was always on it or anything. Like when I was younger, I was a lazy fuck, But then as I got older, I was like, nah, this lazy shit this can't keep going. But then when I realized that it was possible if you just put a little effort in, then I finally realized I would look at immigrants who came here. Those motherfuckers do all the shit that I did times 10.
Come here with nothing, no language, no money.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And then boom, they
owning 3 houses.
But the thing about it too,
them rent.
the thing about it too, I was gonna interject real quick about is that like people from the outside are not gonna see that you're making that effort. Like you're doing it on a daily basis, and you might not see the result from that. You know, you might not see an instant outcome. Like you said, it takes time. So people are gonna disregard it because they don't see that instant result. Like, oh, you're still at the same job, you're still here, even though you could have been working really hard to try to, change, do something different.
That's where the internal validation comes in. You don't do things for other people, you do them for yourself. That way, you don't give a fuck what other people think. Because I think I mentioned this to you.
But you're human, it'll tick you off.
Yeah, well, no, you got of course, but just because something ticks you off doesn't mean you have to spiral.
Yeah, like what? It ticks you off so you give up? Like,
yeah,
that's true.
Remember I told you guys a long time ago at my current job, a conversation I had that almost fucked me up. It was like you just said, because we're human, it bothered me briefly, and then I was able to get past it. I remember I said about my plans of how I was gonna make more money and blah blah blah.
But
like
you broke
them. The girl said, she's like, oh, but you still won't. And I was like, it was like and for a second I was like, oh, maybe she has a point. But I was like, nah. Then the other side of me was like, nah, shut the fuck up, man. It's like, what are you talking about? Think about how much change you made in just this year. And I was like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I got myself out of it.
Look, man, if you listen to other people, they don't want to see you succeed. It's kind of wild. Like,
no, they don't.
People you think are your friends, they don't want to see you succeed. Like,
they want you to fail.
they're like, oh, good for you, you got a little job. But when you fucking up, and if you fucking up in the same way they fucking up, they're like, I told you shit was hard, bro. They will celebrate with you that you failed, but at least you tried. And it's like, nah, bro.
But I mean, it's just like people are so quick to point out your shortcomings or what you're not doing, even though you're trying to change that. You're trying to evolve. You're trying to do something new, and they're not seeing that part of it. They can only judge with the current state that you're in.
True, I definitely don't know what that lady who worked at Target for 11 years was doing. Like, I don't know. Maybe she did try, but it was just the enthusiasm.
But 11 years wild.
It was just the enthusiasm in which she was like, yeah, I've been working at Target for 11 years. I'm the head.
That's how you know. That's how you know she did try.
I was like, nah, can't be me. And I was like one of the many reasons that I didn't stay at Target, bro, I quit Target prematurely. And I don't even lie, it's real easy to get comfortable. Because when I was a night shift, it was me, a bunch of chill motherfuckers, less people in the store. We fucking, I was about to say hack the speaker. We figured out the code to the speaker, so we was playing music in the back. We were chilling, bro. Like, and especially if you're young, it's like, yo, this is nice. I'm getting paid to just hang out with the boys, right? Yeah. And then like they moved me to the night shift, like day shift. I was doing work, like I was putting actual effort in, bro. Like I was tired at the end of my shift. And it was only 7 hours. It was a 7-hour shift. Who the fuck is putting 7 hours in at Target, bro? I was like, I'm part-time. What the fuck is this? Like, one of my coworkers literally pulled me aside and was like, don't get comfortable, because they will increase your hours, they'll increase your pay a little bit. Next thing you know, instead of making minimum wage, you're making like $3 over it. And now if you want to leave and go somewhere else, you're gonna go back down those $3 and you can't leave. I was like,
yep,
you're absolutely right, sir. I quit like 2 weeks after that. 2 weeks.
But did you need them to say that to you, or you think you would?
You definitely don't need them to say that sometimes, but like it definitely like
it helps.
It kicks you in the ass. Like,
no, I do think if Ray didn't experience those things, like seeing a woman and that thing, I think he might have gotten a little comfortable. Maybe eventually.
I know for a fact that I would have stayed at Target for a lot longer if those things didn't happen.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, because I was walking to work, like saving on gas. Walking to work was right there. I would get my breadsticks. Like I had a schedule, bro. I was scheduled.
Even at my current job, like if they didn't start firing everybody, I would have never tried to get another job, and then I would have never gotten the fire lit back under me to start trying to get back into content production. Because that shit woke me up. It was like God was like, yo, nigga, I gave you something to help you out, and then you just stopped. He's like, bro, get back on your grind. It's like
so.
Yeah, when they could threaten you with your job or sweep the rug right from under you, it's like,
Yeah,
damn, like I gotta
I
start
survived,
thinking differently.
I survived the first purge, but I was like, nope, not about to wait around for a second one. And I went and got another job.
Indeed. And it's just like it's just one of those things that those I don't even want to say lower end job because getting paid a little bit. I want to say lower end job because of the way
Unskilled labor.
Not even that. I'm saying a lower end job because of the way they treat their people. That's how you can tell if a job is lower end. If they treat you like feces, if they're like holding your job over your head, that means you're replaceable. They don't care about you. You're a body. Like,
well, I mean, even these corporate jobs though, they don't really.
Yeah, corporate jobs do that too though.
They treat you bad, but like I feel like it's in a little different of a way. Like they'll treat you like shit. They'll work you like a horse, but it's not like. I feel like it's not like
they still have some class.
I feel like it's got some class.
No, not all the time. Even what I just mentioned in the intro, there were some corporate jobs where people got fired over Zoom.
Yeah. They get fired in Zoom, but I feel like it's like a kind of different kind of mistreatment.
More formal.
like when I was working security, like I made one mistake and they were like, you gotta go meet Big Boss, and he wanted me to go all the way to his office, all the way XYZ. I was like, you want me to go to your office outside of the normal times that I would normally, because I was working night shift. He wanted me to go day shift because that's what he was working, and then potentially go to work after that. I was like, no, just have the phone conversation. He was like, no, you gotta do this in person. I was like, you just want to fire me. You want to fire me, or at least threaten and posture like you're gonna fire me. So I was like, I'm not having this conversation with you, because like, you gotta know your worth, bro. Like, if you need the job, if you need this job, don't do what I did. I was lucky in a position where like I had another job already, so I was like,
yeah, that's the same shit that just happened to me.
Out, bro. What? I don't need this.
When I was talking about changing my schedule, the woman's like, oh, we need committed people right now, and I'm getting the feeling that you're not committed, like a thinly veiled threat. And yo, in that moment, I didn't give her any reaction. Like my face just stayed stone, and I was just silent. And I was like, yeah, but I'm still gonna need to work part time. Like I just went back to what I just said, and then, but in the moment when she said that shit to me, I wanted to be like, yeah, it's because I'm not committed. I wanted to just respond to it. Yeah, it's because I'm not.
One statement, I feel that like all of those fake TikTokers is like, it's the best time to find a job when you have a job.
Yep.
When you already have a job,
find a new job that pays you good.
Yeah, it's like I am getting paid to look for another job. If I do get another job and my current job is acting funny, I'm just like, deuces, you jump ship. It's like, you definitely need to have a job. I'm not. But back to the original topic, because we got way off topic.
It was cool though.
I think we can give our final thoughts now too.
I feel it's important for you as an employee to know your rights, right? Like if your company's not telling you your rights, you gotta look for them. Whether it's the company's responsibility or not, I don't know. I'm not gonna point fingers. I just feel that because I am an employee, I'm gonna get my check. I'm fine. You know, that's it.
Yeah. I think I agree to some extent. I think the motivation has to be there. You have to take some accountability on your part to seek out that information. Because a lot of companies are they're either gonna be more willing to make that information more accessible or they're not, and especially if you're someone that plans on being there for long, what are you gonna do? Suffer and not go about getting the resources you need? So yeah, definitely. I definitely agree that it's on you as the employee, but I also think companies could do a better job at some places of coming up with a way to make sure that all employees are informed better about it.
I think on the topic of it being up to you, I do think the companies should make these things accessible, like information about your benefits and that kind of thing. But also, I think you should live in a state of tranquil perseverance. So you should always be calm and do things in measured increments, but you should always be moving forward. So you should always want a little more, but also be comfortable with your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't suffer more in your head than you are in reality, but always know that there's something more that you can strive for. And on that note, I guess we could call it a day.
Yeah. Also, one last thing. Take your vacation days, bro. If they give you 13 days, take
The greatest
13
benefits.
days, bro.
The
That's
greatest
part of your
benefit of them all.
That's part of your compensation.
The greatest benefit.
Take them days, bro. I'll catch
You
y'all
can
later.
reject. Yeah, go ahead.